ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి జేఈఈ అయినా నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
So next, we discussed quotient of thermal conductivity. So quotient of thermal conductivity depends only on nature of the material, does not depends on any other factors. Next, so here the concept is, so let us say for one rod, so for one rod it is, here it is T1 and here it is T2, this is the length. So for this Q by T can be written as Ka into T1 minus T2 by L. Q by T is equals to Ka into T1 minus T2 by L. So this is the rate of flow of heat through the rod. So here the heat energy transferred only through the length, that is important. Heat energy transferred only through the length. So from this we can write Q by T is equals to T1 minus T2 by, for our convenience we can write it as L by Ka. Q by T is equals to T1 minus T2 by L by Ka. Here Q by T is equals to T1 minus T2 by R, where R is called thermal resistance. Thermal resistance. Thermal resistance R is equals to L by Ka. Thermal resistance R is equals to L by Ka. Q by T is rate of flow of heat, temperature difference divided by resistance. I think all of you 10th class students, you know about Ohm's law, that is I is equals to V by R. I is equals to V by R. What is I? Electric currents. Electric current is nothing but rate of flow of charge. Electric current is nothing but rate of flow of charge. I is equals to V by R. Q by T is equals to V by R. Q by T is equals to V by R, where V is the potential difference. V is the potential difference. R is the electrical resistance. Q by T is a rate of flow of charge, and V is potential difference, and R is electrical resistance. R is the electrical resistance. Why we are discussing about this is, I think you people know about this. I is equals to V by R, Ohm's law. I is nothing but rate of flow of charge. Q by T is equals to V by R. What is V? Potential difference. If there exists any potential difference, then only charge flows from one place to another place. Are you clear about this? I think V is nothing but the potential difference. If there any external potential difference exists, if there is any external potential difference exists, then only that is a charge flows from one place to another place. Without the potential difference, charge does not flows. Without the potential difference, charge does not flows. I think all of you know about this. So that is Q by T is the rate of flow of charge. V is the potential. Here R is the electrical resistance. What is electrical resistance? Electrical resistance is defined as opposition for the flow of electric current through the material. Opposition of the electric current for the flow of material, for the flow of electric current in any material. So that is electrical resistance. This is Ohm's law. In the same way, we can compare this concept to this. Here Q by T is rate of flow of heat energy. Q by T is the rate of flow of heat energy. T1 minus T2 is the temperature difference. R is the thermal resistance. Here if there exists any temperature difference, then only rate of flow of heat exists. If the temperature difference is 0, heat energy does not flows. In the same way, if the potential difference is 0, there is no charge flows. Here also, if the temperature difference exists between the ends of the rod, then only heat energy transferred. If the potential difference exists, then only charge flows. Same concept it is. Same concept. So what is R here? Thermal resistance. How can you define thermal resistance? Thermal resistance is nothing but it is the property of the material. That opposes the flow of the heat energy through it. Thermal resistance is the property of the material that opposes the flow of heat energy through it. So that is thermal resistance. How can you define electrical resistance? Opposition of flow of electrical resistance through it. R is equals to, we know, rho L by A. Electrical resistance depends on length, depends on area. Thermal resistance depends on length, depends on area. Same concept. Just we are comparing it is. That is the situation. So here R is the thermal resistance. Thermal resistance. How can you define thermal resistance? Thermal resistance. It is the property of the material that opposes the flow of heat energy through it. Thermal resistance is the property of the material that opposes the flow of heat energy through it. So that is R is equals to L by Ka. So that means thermal resistance depends on what factors? Thermal resistance depends on length and depends on area and depends on nature of material. So thermal resistance R depends on these three factors. Thermal resistance depends on length of the given material and area of cross section of the given material, and it depends on the nature of the given material also. So this is the dependence of the thermal resistance. R is equals to L by Ka. R is nothing but, L is nothing but length of the given material, area of cross section. K is nothing but, K depends on what factor? Just depends on nature of the material. That's the thing. So this is the rate of flow of heat and its temperature gradient and its thermal resistance. Next. So based on this, if two rods are connected in series, if two rods are connected in parallel, how the heat energy? Just like resistances are in series and parallel. In case of electricity, electric current, we discussed about, the electrical resistance. How the electrical resistance varies when two resistances are in series, when two resistances are in parallel, like that. Now, so series combination of rods. First we can discuss about series combination. Series combination means, so here two rods of different materials and different lengths are connected in series. So two rods of different materials, in the sense the K value is different. If the nature of the material is different, the K value is different, and the different lengths are connected in series. See here, this is one rod and this is another rod. So this rod of length is L1 and this rod of length is L2. Here the temperature is T1, here the temperature is T2. Let us say the temperature is T here. Here it is T1, here it is T2, and it is T here. And it's this material is made up of with K1, and this material is made up of with thermal conductivity K2. So different materials means K value must be different. This is K1 and this is K2. Now in series combination, what is the quantity remains constant? From Ohm's law, I is equals to V by R. I is equals to V by R. We know that R must be changes, either series or parallel, R must be changes. But in I and V, any one quantity remains constant. In series combination, what is the quantity remains constant? I remains constant, electric current remains constant. Electric current in the sense rate of flow of charge. Electric current in the sense rate of flow of charge. So in series combination here, in series combination, rate of flow of heat, remains constant. In series combination, rate of flow of heat remains constant because I remains constant. I in the sense rate of flow of charge. In the same way, rate of flow of heat remains constant here. So that means Q by T of the first rod must be equal to Q by T of the second rod. In series combination, rate of flow of heat remains constant. That means heat energy flowing through the first rod must be equal to the heat energy flowing through the second rod. Amount of heat energy flows through the first rod. That means here, let us say K1A into T1 minus T divided by L1 is equals to temperature difference across the first rod. Temperature difference across the first rod, that is T1 minus T. Next, it is K2A into T minus T2 divided by L2. So temperature difference across the second rod, that is T minus T2. So that is the situation. Heat energy flows through the first rod must be equal to heat energy flows through the second rod. That must be equal to total heat energy flows through the combined rod. That must be equal to Q by T of the combined rod. So in those three situations, heat energy remains constant. So that is in case of series combination. Let us say, I think you people know about this in current electricity. So I is equals to V by R. In series combination, I remains constant. What is I since Q by T? Here it is also Q by T. Their rate of flow of charge, but it is rate of flow of heat. So from diagram, we can write T1 minus T2 is equals to what we can write? T1 minus T plus T minus T2. From the diagram, T1 minus T2 can be written as T1 minus T plus T minus T2. So minus T plus T gets cancelled, that relation doesn't change. But from this, we know Q by T is equals to T1 minus T2 divided by R. But T1 minus T2 is equals to Q by T into R. We know the relation Q by T is equals to T1 minus T2 divided by R, where R is thermal resistance. But T1 minus T2 can be written as, from this T1 minus T2 can be written as Q by T into R. T1 minus T2 can be written as Q by T into R. So from this formula, Q by T into R can be written as Q by T into R1 plus Q by T into R2. T1 minus T2, total temperature difference, that is nothing but total resistance of the system R is equals to T1 minus T. T1 minus T means temperature difference across the first rod. So temperature difference across the first rod can be written as Q by T into resistance of the first rod, plus this is Q by T into R2, Q by T into resistance of the second rod. Here the Q by T cancels, because in case of series combination, rate of flow of heat remains constant. Same amount of heat energy flows through the all rods. So from this we can write R is equals to R1 plus R2. So effective resistance in series combination, if two rods are connected in series, what is the effective resistance? R is equals to R1 plus R2. Thermal resistance of the two rods, R is equals to R1 plus R2. But R can be written as, what is the formula for L by Ka? We know that R is equals to L by Ka is equals to L1 by K1A plus L2 by K2A. Total resistance is equals to sum of individual resistance, total resistance of the system. And if two rods are connected in series, here the two rods are connected in series, total resistance of the combined. So just like we know two resistances are connected in series, let us say R1 and R2, effective resistance can be written as R1 plus R2. Effective resistance is equals to R1 plus R2. In the same way, it is also R1 plus R2. But what is the thermal resistance formula? R is equals to, since resistance formula is equals to L by Ka, thermal resistance is equals to L by Ka. So that's why L by Ka. First resistance L1 by K1A, R2 L2 by K2A. But what is this length? What is this R? Resistance of the total system. Resistance of the total system. Resistance of the total system means total system of the length is L1 plus L2. In place of L we can write L1 plus L2 by Ka is equals to L1 by K1A plus L2 by K2A. Why I am writing here it is L1 plus L2, that is important here. What is capital R? What is R here? Total resistance of the system is equals to sum of individual resistances. That is the concept. Total resistance of the system is equals to sum of individual resistance. So this R belongs to total system. What is the total system length? L1 plus L2. That's why I am writing L1 plus L2 here. L1 plus L2 by Ka. Area of cross section constant. So in series combination, length changes, area remains constant. We have to consider that. So in series combination, area constant. In parallel combination, length constant. That's we have to assume. Otherwise, both length and area varies in series and parallel. That is somewhat complicated. So that's why in series combination, area remains constant. So now here, resultant can be written as L1 plus L2 by K is equals to L1 by K1 plus L2 by K2. So from this, L1 plus L2 by K is equals to L1 by K1 plus L2 by K2. So, this is the condition. If two rods are connected in series, while we are going to calculate effective coefficient of thermal conductivity. So, that is where K is the effective coefficient of thermal conductivity. So, that is L1 plus L2 by K is equals to L1 by K1 plus L2 by K2. So, here if number of rods are connected in series, number of rods are connected in series, then we can write L1 plus L2 plus L3 plus and so on divided by K, if K is equals to L1 by K1 plus L2 by K2 plus L3 by K3 plus and so on. If the number of rods are connected in series, then the system can be written as, in the same way, based on this we can write L1 plus L2 plus L3 and so on divided by K is equals to L1 by K1 plus L2 by K2 plus L3 by K3 and so on. So, for example, here if two rods of next condition, if n rods of equal length, n rods of equal length are connected in series, then n rods of equal length L plus L plus L plus L and so on L divided by K is equals to L by K1 plus L by K2 plus L by K3 plus and so on plus L by Kn. N rods of equal length are connected in series. So, different lengths we can write it as L1 plus L2 plus L3 and so on, just based on this. For two rods we calculated this. For n number of rods, L1 plus L2 plus L3 and so on, whatever it may be the number of rods divided by K. What is K here? Effective coefficient of thermal conductivity. Due to the connection of the rods in series, different case, what is the effective value of K? That is quotient of effective quotient of thermal conductivity. L1 by K1 plus L2 by K2 plus L3 by K3 and so on. So, now here this is NL by K is equals to L common in all 1 by K1 plus 1 by K2 plus 1 by K3 plus and so on plus 1 by Kn. So, LL gets cancelled. So, N by K is equals to 1 by K1 plus 1 by K2 plus 1 by K3 plus and so on plus 1 by Kn. So, N by K is equals to 1 by K1 plus 1 by K. This is the effective quotient of thermal conductivity when n number of rods of equal length, n number of rods of equal length are connected in series. Next, here in this, so n, for example, if n is equals to 2, then 2 by K is equals to 1 by K1 plus 1 by K2. So, 2 by K is equals to K1 K2 LCM. This is K2 plus K1. Therefore, K is equals to 2 K1 K2 by K1 plus K2. 2 K1 K2 by K1 plus K2. So, this is the, if two rods of equal length, are connected in series, what is the effective quotient of thermal conductivity? 2 K1 K2 by K1 plus K2. Two rods of equal length are connected in series. If three rods, if n is equals to 3, then 3 by K is equals to 1 by K1 plus 1 by K2 plus 1 by K3. Better to solve like this only. For example, so like this, if n is equals to 4, then 4 by k equals to 1 by k1 plus 1 by k2 plus 1 by k3 and so on. So like this. This is the way to calculate effective coefficient of thermal conductivity. Effective coefficient of thermal conductivity. Two rods of equal length are connected in series. Three rods of equal length are connected in series, like that. If different lengths, we can follow this. If equal lengths, we can follow this. For different lengths, we can use this relation. For same length, we can use this relation. So that is the situation. Next. Example, let us say, if three rods of equal length having thermal conductivities let us say 3K, 6K and 9K, 3K, 6K and 9K are connected in series. Find effective thermal conductivity, effective coefficient of thermal conductivity. Find effective quotient of thermal conductivity. So, three rods of equal length, general formula is n by k is equals to 1 by k1 plus 1 by k2 plus 1 by k3 plus and so on. So, here n is equals to 3, therefore, 3 by k effective is equals to 1 by 3k plus 1 by 6k plus 1 by 9k. 1 by 3k plus 1 by 6k plus 1 by 9k. So, that is 3 divided by k effective is equals to, what is the LCM here? 18 we can write, 18k, 3 6 are, 6 3 are, 9 2 are. 3 6 are 18, 6 3 are. So, that is 3 by k effective is equals to 11 by 18k. So, that means k effective can be written as 18 into 3k divided by 11. So, 54k by 11. Effective thermal conductivity is 54k by 11. Approximately it is 5. Approximately it is 5. So, like this. This is the way to do the problem here. Three rods of equal length having thermal conductivities 3k, 6k, 9k are connected in series. Find effective thermal conductivity like this. For n rods we have the situation. So, n is equals to how much it is? 3. Yes. So, next, how can we calculate the junction temperature in case of series combination? Junction temperature. So, for example, two rods of different lengths, let us say it is L1 and it is L2. So, this is K1 and this is K2. Here temperature is T1, this is T and this is T2. What is the junction temperature? What is the junction here? Two rods are connected in series. So, at the joining of these two rods, the temperature is T. The T we have to calculate. Now. So, that means in series combination, what is the quantity remains constant? In series combination, Simply we can write Q by T is equals to constant. Rate of flow of heat remains constant in series combination. So Q by T of first rod is Q by T of first one. Q by T formula K A delta T, T1 minus T divided by L1, that is equals to K A delta T by L1. Next, this is also K2A T minus T2 divided by L2. So temperature difference across the first rod T1 minus T, temperature difference across the second rod T minus T2. So that is here area of cross section gets cancelled. So then K1 into T1 minus T by L1, that is equals to K2 into T minus T2 by L2. So based on this, by substituting the values here, by substituting the respective values, we can calculate the value of T in this formula by substituting the respective, that means K1 T1 L1, K2 T2 L2. If we substitute these values, we can calculate T. Otherwise, if you want to derive this, so cross multiplication K1 L2 into T1 minus T is equals to K2 L1 into T minus T2. So multiplying K1 L2 T1 minus K1 L2 T, K1 L2 T1 minus K1 L2 T. So again multiply this K2 L1 T minus K2 L1 T2. Just we are expanding here. Cross multiplication, this L2 comes to this side, this L1 comes to this side. So now here all the T's are one side, remaining this side. So this one K1 L2 T1, this minus comes to this side, plus K2 L1 T2, that is equals to, this comes to this side, this K2 L1 T, this minus, plus this minus comes to this side, plus K1 L2 T. So here K1 L2 T1 plus K2 L1 T2 is equals to T common K2 L1 plus K1 L2. So from this we can write T can be written as K1 L2 T1 plus K2 L1 T2 divided by K2 L1 plus K1 L2. This is the junction temperature formula. Is it easy to remember this formula or directly substituting in this formula? I think everyone prefers this concept only. Nobody used to remember this formula. This is somewhat confusing. K1 L2 T1, K2 L1 T2 divided by K2 L1 plus K1 L2. So much confusion, 1 2 1 2 1 2 like that. So it's better to substitute simply. I think without knowing the K1 L1 T1 and K2 L2 T2, we can't do this. We can't do this formula. If you know all those, directly we can substitute here. No need to remember this. So that is important. Wise people can do this. Blind people can do this. Right. Okay. Somewhat simplifying from this. If we simplify this here, if L1 is equals to L2, if the length of the two rods must be same, length of the two rods must be same. Here, let's L1 is equals to L2 is equals to L. Then T can be written as K1 T1 L plus K2 T2 L divided by K2 L plus K1 L. L common numerator and denominator. So from this we can write K1 T1 plus K2 T2 into L divided by K1 plus K2 into L. So then cancels. Then T can be written as K1 T1 plus K2 T2 divided by K1 plus K2. This is somewhat simplifying. This is somewhat easy. So okay, if the two rods having the same length, then what is the junction temperature? Two rods of equal length are connected in series. What is the junction temperature? Simple it is K1 T1 plus K2 T2 by K1 plus K2. This is simply, but it is somewhat confusion, and it's very easy concept is this one. So only one thing you must remember, rate of flow of heat through the first rod must be equal to rate of flow of heat through the second rod, and you know all of you know the Q by T formula, simply Ka delta T by L. L is the length or thickness, whatever it is, depending on the given condition. Ka delta T by L, that's very simple it is. This is the junction temperature. So example, let us do one example problem here. Two rods of lengths 2 meter and 4 meter having coefficient of thermal conductivity is 2K and 4K. Two rods of lengths 2 meter and 4 meter having coefficient of thermal conductivity is 2K and 4K are joined in series So their ends are maintained at temperatures. Their ends are maintained at temperatures 100 degrees Celsius and 40 degrees Celsius. Find the junction temperature. Find the junction temperature. That's we have to calculate. Let us say two rods, different lengths. So one is 2 meters, another one is 4 meters. This is 2K and this is 4K are joined in series. Their ends are maintained. Let us say this end is at temperature 100 degrees Celsius. This end is at temperature 40 degrees Celsius. Now we have to calculate junction temperature. That is the given question. Junction temperature formula. You have to remember formula or you have to go through the process? I will go through the process. So in series combination, simply Q by T of first rod is equals to Q by T of second rod. Basic thing. Q by T of first rod is equals to Q by T of second rod. Q by T formula K1A T1 minus T divided by L1 is equals to K2A T minus T2 divided by L2. Area gets cancelled because in series combination area of cross section must be constant. We have to consider. We must consider area constant in series combination. So next K1 is 2K, T1 minus T, 100 minus T divided by length is 2. Next 4K into T minus 40 divided by 4. K gets cancelled, 2 cancel, 4 cancel. 100 minus T is equals to T minus 40. So 100 plus 40 is equals to 2T. So 140 is equals to 2T. T is equals to 140 by 2, 70 degrees Celsius. So the junction temperature is 70 degrees Celsius. This is the way to do the problem, junction temperature. So that's all. So this is the series combination, series connection of the two rods. When two rods are connected in series, what happens it is. How to calculate the effective resistance, effective quotient of thermal conductivity, how can we calculate the junction temperature, like that.